You need to win by becoming rich. How does one win in a world that has an expiration date? A race against time. That's a battle no one ever wins. So when we say win by becoming rich, what does that truly mean? To win. A lot of times we hear folks say, I want to win in life. But how is this measured? Is winning the lottery, a job promotion, a new fancy car, a hot spouse, a lover? Is that what we consider winning? Or is winning measured by getting the things we all aspire to have? When a person takes a leap in life, from mediocre to great, we call them a winner. When a team wins an NBA championship, we call them winners. The last team that won the Super Bowl, we consider them winners. But what happens 24 hours later, when a new season begins? When the score is now 0-0, and every team expects to win. I'm an avid sports fan, and I always root for my team to win. Win every game. Win every game they play, and win that game big. But then come next year, we're back to square one, and I'm rooting for them all over again to win. Something I like to call hope. When I decided to make this video, Win by Becoming Rich, I had so many lofty ideas in mind. Ideas ranging from how your ability to become rich is a way to give the world your middle finger, to let your doubters and critics know that regardless of their unbelief in you, you still made it. I honestly thought that it makes sense to prove to the world that you don't need your opinion on what you feel works or what doesn't work. Because you won the ultimate prize, you become rich, therefore you won. But in all honesty, who's keeping score? In order for you to win, doesn't it mean that someone else has to lose? Therefore, if everyone wins, then who loses? The world loves a winner. Kids seek mentorship from superstars in any sports because they win. When Michael Jordan passed the torch to Kobe Bryant, everybody dubbed Kobe the next Jordan. When Kobe did the same with LeBron, we all believed that a new era was born. Even though there are a lot of other great players in the same league, the world still only acknowledges the one who always wins. Now the question remains, how can you win? If the battle is between you and yourself, how can it be dubbed winning if it requires a winner and a loser? But I've also learned that I'm happy with losing. I'm happy with losing the side of me that thinks negative thoughts. I'm happy with losing the wrong people who only choose to take from me and leave me empty-handed. I'm okay with losing if it means losing out on the goal that would have landed me in jail or was me dead. I don't mind losing if it means I have to sell out on who I am. Therefore, I understand that the battle is with myself. We hear about how people talk about losing the battle, but winning the war. And I believe we're faced with a daily battle, a struggle between life or death. I just lost a dear friend. He was young, vibrant, and full of life. But he battled with addiction. And when somehow he overcame it, one last experience with the drug took away his life, took away his dreams and all his plans. When I spoke to his wife, I found out they had plans for a summer family vacation. His young son will never have the opportunity to see his dad, get gray, and watch him walk the stage of his graduation. The war was lost just when he thought he started winning his battle. To win by becoming rich starts with a mindset of a winner. A mindset of a winner has simple fundamentals. I call it the 5 A's of winning. Attitude, accountability, availability, academic, and ambition. These fundamentals are extremely crucial to winning. I dare say that without these, you can never win. Attitude. Attitude is your response to life's stimulus. Attitude, as defined, is a settled way of feeling or thinking about something or someone else. Our attitude determines our altitude. I've heard that from the likes of Steve Harvey and Jim Rohn. The direction of your life is determined by how you think or feel about that direction. This means that if you want to win in life, then you must first feel and think like a winner. You must feel rich to become rich. You must think rich to become rich. Accountability. This one remains at an all-time high of degree of difficulty. It's easier to blame and to put that blame on everybody else. It's never our fault. We hear the word judgment-free zone all the time. Action without consequences. The punishment doesn't fit the crime. All of society's push to slowly ensure that no one takes accountability for any of their actions, because in order to take accountability, we first have to admit fault. When I hear someone say their lack of growth or success or wealth is due to their race, family, background, location, I feel a deep wound in my soul. I once heard of two men born from the same womb of an alcoholic mother. One became an alcoholic and the other never touched alcohol. And when the alcoholic son was asked, "Why do you drink alcohol?" his response was, "I'm an alcoholic because my mom was a drunk." When the other son was asked the same question, "Why do you drink alcohol? Why don't you drink alcohol?" he says, "I never touched alcohol because my mom was an alcoholic." Clearly, this shows perception, but this also speaks on accountability. One of the sons decided from birth that his mom's condition was going to be his condition, while the other decided that he will never be like his mother. Availability. In order to win in life, you must be available. You must be here. To be available means to be alive, to get to work towards a future goal, to have definite plans, and to be able to carry out those plans. As I make this video, I think about my close friend. He had plans, he had goals, and he had a family, but he's no longer available to see any of these plans come to life. Even for a person with the right attitude and takes accountability for all their actions, not being available defeats the purpose of fighting the battle to win the war. I'm a Bible believer, and I recall the story of Gideon. Gideon was a military leader and a prophet. He was a man who God gave a task: go and fight the Midianites. Gideon had a lot of men sign up to help him fight his war. But when it came time to go into battle, he was left with only 300 available men. Granted, he was successful in his conquest, even though he was clearly overmatched. But that's not the key to the story. The key to the story here is this: that not everyone who signs up to help you will be available to go into battle with you. And if you can't be educated enough to learn the difference, then you can't possibly expect to win by becoming rich. Academic. The education is important, and it's important in a bid to win. Because to win by becoming rich, one must be educated. Not in the act of test taking, even though that helps with discipline. But self-education is the criteria in the bid to become rich and win in life. A person who understands life has figured out how to win in life. In my video, The Wealth Formula, I spoke about journey plus value as a mathematical equation for wealth. What I hope you got out of that video is this: your journey is the process of your self-education. I recall an instance where I invested heavily into the stock market. I received my first big check and I put a fifth of that money into cannabis stock, the next dot-com bubble as they refer to it. Now what followed was huge losses. I lost all my investment and then some. I had a choice to make: get upset at the world, cry till my eyes bleed, or take the lesson and apply it to my next move. Self-education is the experience of using your journey in life as a learning point. Learning points that show you what steps to take. Because the next time you're faced with adversity, or better yet, with the same situation you just experienced, and if that decides to rear its ugly head again, then we know exactly what to do. When we see a person go through the same experience over and over again, all we think is this: wow, haven't you learned anything yet? But learning is not only reserved for our bad experiences, because we can learn from all experiences. This is something that kids do. They observe adults, their demeanor, their words, and their body language, and they implement that in how they interact. Hence, the reason we hear people say, "You remind me of your mom or your dad." Academic is critical in the bid to win by becoming rich, but only the ones who truly care will implement that in their daily experience. Ambition. Nothing happens in the life of a mediocre person, because without ambition, one dies. Ambition and growth are synonyms. In order to grow, one must want it. The wanting part is what we call ambition. Imagine someone who expects to be rich just by waking up in the morning, brushing their teeth, going on Instagram, and scrolling while liking pictures and reading comments. Imagine a person who thinks they will be rich if they watch enough TV series on Netflix, and then someday magically they will become rich. Or that person who thinks that they only need to talk like they're ambitious. And how does that truly work? I can't imagine myself being a person who wants something but is not willing to go out and get it. Ambition is the desire for growth. That desire being so strong that you're willing to sacrifice whatever you must in the short term to make it work for you in the long run. Ambition is saying this particular situation doesn't align with my goals, so therefore I must remove myself from this environment. Ambition is looking at someone you spent years with and knowing that you must leave that relationship because it doesn't serve your purpose. Ambition is doing like the Bible says in Matthew 5:30, "If your right arm will cause you to sin," in which I define sin to mean to fall short. Sin means to have a goal and not to achieve that goal. The Bible then encourages us to cut off that arm if it will stop you from achieving that goal. How harsh does that sound? I baffle at selective Christians, those who follow part of the Bible that benefits them, but the part that requires the work, they avoid that like a plague. Ambition is the desire to achieve above all else, to be willing to separate yourself from anyone or anything that will cause you to fall short of your vision. That's what it takes to win. The word some now call Mamba mentality. Ambition is the ultimate goal is to win. And for those who play their Super Bowl daily, the only way you win is to become rich. I'm glad you listened to the end. And as a special thank you, all that did listen to the end, I want to offer you a free copy of my new book, M.E. Money and Experience, How I Made It From Zero. Please leave a comment below. Leave the comment "win" below, and I'll be glad to send you a copy of my best-selling book on Amazon. Again, my goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers by June of 2022. I'm so grateful to all of you that actually are helping me to continue to make this happen. Peace.